Are you finding that simple things like opening a jar, walking up the stairs, or even just getting out of bed in the morning feel harder than they used to? Does that aching stiffness in your joints seem to dictate what you can and can't do each day? If you're nodding along, you're certainly not alone. Living with arthritis in its many forms isn't just about physical pain. It can quietly start to steal your energy, your mobility, and sometimes even your sense of independence. Now, you've probably heard plenty of advice. Maybe your doctor recommended certain medications, perhaps friends suggest remedies. But have you ever stopped to think that something you do every single day, eating, could either be secretly fueling that fire of inflammation or could become one of your most powerful tools for finding relief? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But what if I told you that certain foods, specifically some powerhouse plant-based proteins, might hold a key to soothing that joint pain and calming the inflammation that makes life so uncomfortable? We're not talking about miracle cures here, let's be clear, but we are talking about making smart, informed choices that can genuinely make a difference in how you feel. Today, we're going to look closely at 3 specific plant proteins. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find ingredients. They're likely sitting on your grocery store shelves right now. But understanding why they work and how to use them effectively could be a game-changer for managing your arthritis naturally. Are you ready to explore how you might reclaim some comfort and freedom? Stick with me, because what you learn today might surprise you and offer some real hope. All right, let's start with our first contender, lentils. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Lentils? Aren't those just beans? Something basic, maybe a bit boring? It's easy to overlook these little legumes, isn't it? They don't exactly scream superfood from the packaging. But trust me on this one, dismissing lentils could mean missing out on one of nature's most potent yet gentle allies in the fight against joint pain. Think about it. If you're dealing with arthritis, you're often told to manage inflammation. You might be taking things to reduce it, but are you considering what in your diet might be contributing to it? For many, certain animal proteins, especially processed red meats, can unfortunately act like fuel on that inflammatory fire. It's not always the case for everyone, but it's a pattern many people with arthritis notice. They eat a certain meal, and the next day, the stiffness, the swelling, it just feels worse. Does that sound familiar at all? This is where lentils step in, not just as a substitute, but as a genuinely beneficial choice in their own right. First off, yes, they are an incredible source of plant-based protein. Protein is vital. It's the building block for everything, including the cartilage and tissues that cushion your joints. When those tissues are under attack from inflammation, getting enough quality protein is crucial for repair and maintenance. Lentils offer this without the potential inflammatory baggage that sometimes comes with animal sources. It's a cleaner fuel for your body's repair processes. But the magic of lentils goes far beyond just protein. Let's talk about magnesium. Now, magnesium is what I like to call an unsung hero mineral. It doesn't get the spotlight like calcium or vitamin D, but it's involved in hundreds, literally hundreds, of processes in your body. And one of its most critical roles is helping to regulate inflammation. Think of inflammation like your body's alarm system. Necessary sometimes, but when it's stuck on, like in chronic arthritis, it causes damage. Magnesium helps to dial down that alarm. It can influence things like C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation in the blood. Are you getting enough magnesium? Many people, especially as they age, aren't. Lentils are a fantastic natural way to boost your intake. That subtle, persistent ache? Sometimes, improving your magnesium levels can make a noticeable difference. And then there's potassium. We often hear about potassium for heart health, but it plays a role in joint health too, particularly concerning fluid balance. Sodium, especially from processed foods, can cause your body to retain water, which can worsen swelling and stiffness in the joints. Potassium helps your body balance sodium levels, essentially encouraging excess fluid to leave. So, if you often feel puffy or your joints seem particularly swollen, boosting potassium-rich foods like lentils could offer some gentle relief. It's about restoring balance. Now let's touch on fiber. We all know fiber is good for digestion, right? But its connection to arthritis inflammation is deeper than you might think. High-fiber foods like lentils help slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Why does this matter for your joints? Well, rapid blood sugar spikes and crashes can actually trigger inflammatory responses throughout the body. Think of it like a roller coaster. Those high peaks and low valleys stress your system. Consistent high blood sugar can also lead to the formation of something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are harmful compounds that promote inflammation and stiffness, not just in your joints, but in your blood vessels too. By keeping blood sugar more stable with fiber-rich lentils, you're helping to quell one potential source of inflammation. Plus, that fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and a healthy gut microbiome is increasingly linked to lower overall inflammation. It's all connected. Here's something else often overlooked. Lentils are a great source of folate, vitamin B9. Folate plays a role in managing levels of an amino acid called homocysteine. Now, high levels of homocysteine in the blood can act as an irritant, contributing to inflammation not just in blood vessels, but potentially in joint tissues as well. Getting enough folate helps your body keep homocysteine levels in check. It's another subtle background process, but ensuring adequate folate through foods like lentils is one more piece of the puzzle in creating an anti-inflammatory internal environment. Now, I know some people worry about anti-nutrients like phytic acid in legumes. Phytic acid can bind to minerals, potentially reducing their absorption. However, the phytic acid content in lentils is relatively low compared to some other beans, and simple cooking methods drastically reduce it further. If you're particularly concerned, soaking lentils for a few hours before cooking can help, but for most people, simply cooking them thoroughly is enough to negate any significant effect. The overwhelming benefits far outweigh this minor consideration. Okay, so lentils sound great on paper, but how do you actually use them without getting bored? This is the fun part. Lentils are incredibly versatile. Soups and stews. This is classic for a reason. A hearty lentil soup, perhaps with vegetables and some anti-inflammatory turmeric, is comforting and incredibly nourishing. Red lentils cook down quickly and make soups creamy, while green or brown lentils hold their shape better in stews. Salads. Cooked and cooled lentils are amazing in salads. They add protein and substance. Try mixing them with chopped cucumbers, tomatoes, parsley, a lemon vinaigrette. Simple, fresh, and joint-friendly. Veggie burgers or meatloaf. Mashed lentils make a fantastic base for plant-based burgers or loaves. Mix with breadcrumbs, onions, herbs, and spices. Side dishes. Simply cooked lentils seasoned with garlic, olive oil, and herbs make a wonderful side instead of rice or potatoes sometimes. Curries. Lentils absorb flavors beautifully in Indian-style curries, dal. Combine with coconut milk, ginger, garlic, and spices for a truly satisfying meal. What's your favorite way to eat lentils? Have you found they make a difference for you? Share your ideas in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. So you see, lentils aren't just filler. They are actively providing protein for repair, magnesium and potassium to fight inflammation and swelling, fiber to stabilize blood sugar and support gut health, and folate to manage homocysteine. They are easy to cook, affordable, and adaptable, making them a regular part of your diet. Maybe aiming for 2 to 3 times a week could be a simple yet profound step towards feeling better. It's not about deprivation, it's about empowerment through smart food choices. Moving on from the humble lentil, let's talk about another legume that's perhaps a bit more famous, largely thanks to hummus: chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. But are they just a vehicle for tahini and garlic? Absolutely not. If you're only eating chickpeas in hummus, you might be missing out on their full potential to help soothe those aching joints. Remember that cycle of inflammation we talked about? That constant, low-grade fire that contributes to the pain, stiffness, and eventual damage in arthritis. Chickpeas offer another arsenal of nutrients to help dampen those flames. Like lentils, they provide excellent plant-based protein, offering that crucial support for tissue repair without potentially triggering inflammation like some animal proteins can. If you're trying to reduce your meat intake for joint health, chickpeas are a satisfying and robust alternative. But here's where chickpeas really shine. They are packed with antioxidants, particularly compounds called polyphenols. Think of antioxidants like your body's internal defense squad against free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules produced naturally in the body, but also increased by things like stress, pollution, and yes, inflammation itself. They bounce around, causing damage to cells, a process called oxidative stress. In arthritis, this oxidative stress can worsen joint inflammation and contribute to cartilage breakdown. The polyphenols in chickpeas act like scavengers, neutralizing these free radicals before they can do too much harm. It's like adding reinforcements to your body's defense system, specifically helping to protect your vulnerable joints. Now, here's a surprise benefit you might not associate with chickpeas. They're a decent source of vitamin C. We usually think of citrus fruits for vitamin C, right? But getting it from various sources is key. Why is vitamin C so important for joints? Because it's absolutely essential for building and maintaining collagen. Collagen is the primary protein that makes up your cartilage, that smooth, slippery tissue that cushions the ends of your bones and allows your joints to move freely. When cartilage wears down or gets damaged by inflammation, as happens in many forms of arthritis, movement becomes painful. By providing the vitamin C needed for collagen synthesis, chickpeas help support the very structure and integrity of your joints. It's not just about reducing inflammation, it's about providing the building blocks for resilience. Chickpeas also bring magnesium back to the table, reinforcing that anti-inflammatory benefit we discussed with lentils. Remember, magnesium helps relax muscles and nerves, potentially easing that feeling of tightness and stiffness around the joints. It also works synergistically with calcium for bone health, crucial because strong bones provide the foundation for healthy joints, especially in conditions like osteoarthritis, where bone health is also impacted. And yes, let's talk fiber again. Chickpeas are fiber champions. We've covered the blood sugar stabilization benefit, which is critical for managing systemic inflammation. But the fiber in chickpeas also contributes to satiety, helping you feel full and satisfied. This can be indirectly helpful for arthritis management, as maintaining a healthy weight reduces the mechanical load and stress on weight-bearing joints like hips and knees. Every pound of excess weight puts several extra pounds of pressure on your knees. So, fiber-rich foods like chickpeas support weight management, which in turn supports joint health. So, how do we get more of these powerhouses into our diet beyond the hummus tub? Roasted chickpeas. This is my personal favorite. Drain and rinse a can of chickpeas, toss with a little olive oil and your favorite spices: smoked paprika, cumin, garlic powder, maybe even a touch of anti-inflammatory turmeric, and roast at around 400 degree, 200 degree, until crispy. They make an amazing snack or salad topper. Salads and bowls. Toss whole chickpeas into green salads, grain bowls with quinoa or brown rice, or pasta salads for a serious protein and fiber boost. Soups and stews. Add them to vegetable soups, minestrone, or even chili for extra heartiness. Curries and stir-fries. Chickpea curries, like chana masala, are delicious and satisfying. They also hold up well in stir-fries with plenty of vegetables. Mashed or blended. You can mash chickpeas with avocado for a healthy sandwich filling, or blend them into dips. Beyond hummus, think white bean-style dips with herbs. Don't throw out the liquid from canned chickpeas, aquafaba. It can be whipped up like egg whites and used in vegan meringues or mousses. A fun way to use the whole product. Canned chickpeas are incredibly convenient. Just be sure to rinse them well to remove excess sodium. Dried chickpeas are more economical and allow you to control the sodium completely, but they do require soaking overnight and longer cooking. Batch cooking dried chickpeas on the weekend can give you a ready supply for the week. Have you tried roasting chickpeas? What spices do you use, or do you have another creative way to sneak them into meals? Let us know in the comments. Chickpeas offer a powerful combination: protein for repair, antioxidants to fight cell damage, vitamin C for collagen support, magnesium for relaxation and inflammation control, and fiber for blood sugar, gut health, and weight management. They are versatile, affordable, and readily available. Incorporating them regularly is another fantastic strategy for giving your joints the support they need. Okay, our third plant-based protein powerhouse might be one that some of you feel a little hesitant about: tofu. Let's be honest, tofu has had a bit of a mixed reputation over the years, hasn't it? Some people love it, others find it bland, or worry about things they've heard regarding soy. But if you're dealing with arthritis, overlooking tofu could mean missing out on some unique and potent benefits for your joints. Let's clear up some confusion and look at why tofu deserves a place on your plate. First and foremost, tofu, which is made from soybeans, stands out because it's a complete protein. This means it contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot produce on its own and must get from food. This is relatively rare in the plant kingdom. Why does this matter? These amino acids are the fundamental building blocks your body needs for everything: repairing muscle tissue, building enzymes, and crucially for us, repairing and maintaining the cartilage and connective tissues within your joints. Getting all these essential building blocks in one package makes tofu an incredibly efficient protein source, especially when you're trying to support joint health while potentially reducing inflammatory animal proteins. But tofu offers more than just complete protein. It's a notable plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. While fatty fish are famous for their EPA and DHA omega-3s, ALA is the precursor, and our bodies can convert some of it, though efficiency varies. Omega-3s are renowned for their potent anti-inflammatory effects. They work by influencing the production of signaling molecules in the body, essentially helping to turn down the volume on inflammatory pathways. Chronic inflammation is at the heart of most arthritis pain, so incorporating sources of omega-3s like tofu can directly help to soothe that fire from within. It's about shifting the balance away from pro-inflammatory fats often found in processed foods and some animal products, particularly for those with osteoarthritis, or as we age in general. Bone health is intrinsically linked to joint health. Strong bones provide better support for joints. Tofu, especially varieties fortified with calcium sulfate, check the label, can be an excellent source of dietary calcium. This is fantastic news if you're reducing dairy intake, which some people find inflammatory. Getting adequate calcium helps maintain bone density and reduces the risk of osteoporosis, which can complicate arthritis. Remember, calcium works best with vitamin D, which some tofu is also fortified with or ensure you get from sunlight or other sources, and magnesium, which tofu also contains. It's all about teamwork. Now let's tackle the isoflavones. These are natural plant compounds found in soy, and they've been the subject of much research and some controversy. Here's the key takeaway for arthritis. Isoflavones, like genistein, have demonstrated anti-inflammatory properties. They can act somewhat like mild estrogen in the body. They are phytoestrogens, meaning plant estrogens, and studies suggest they may help reduce inflammatory markers and potentially ease joint pain and improve mobility in some individuals with arthritis. What about the concerns? Much of the fear around soy, like disrupting hormones, stems from animal studies using extremely high doses of isolated isoflavones, or from misunderstandings about phytoestrogens versus human estrogen. For most people, consuming whole soy foods like tofu, edamame, and tempeh in moderation as part of a balanced diet is considered safe and beneficial. The traditional Asian diets, high in soy, are often associated with lower rates of certain chronic diseases. Of course, if you have specific medical conditions, like thyroid issues or a history of certain cancers, it's always wise to discuss significant dietary changes with your doctor. But for the general population seeking arthritis relief, the anti-inflammatory potential of isoflavones in tofu is a significant plus. Okay, but how do you make tofu taste good? The secret is that tofu is like a blank canvas. It absorbs the flavors you introduce. Pressing for firmer textures, ideal for stir-frying, baking, grilling. Press the tofu first. Place the block between paper towels or clean cloths. Put something heavy on top, like a cast iron skillet or some books, and let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes. This squeezes out excess water, allowing it to absorb marinades better and get crispier. Marinating. Tofu loves a good marinade. Think soy sauce or tamari for gluten-free, ginger, garlic, sesame oil, rice vinegar, maple syrup. The possibilities are endless. Marinate for at least 30 minutes. Cooking methods. Stir-frying. Cubed or sliced pressed tofu stir-fries beautifully with lots of colorful vegetables. Baking. Roasting. Toss marinated cubes or slabs with a little cornstarch for extra crispiness and bake at 400 degrees, 200 degrees, until golden brown. Grilling. Marinated tofu planks grill up nicely. Oh, scrambling. Crumbled firm tofu makes an excellent substitute for scrambled eggs. Sauté with onions, peppers, spinach, and turmeric for color and extra anti-inflammatory power. Oh, blending. Silken tofu. Soft or silken tofu, which doesn't need pressing, blends beautifully into smoothies for a protein boost, or can be used to make creamy sauces, dips, or even vegan cheesecakes. Texture matters. Tofu comes in different firmness levels. Silken soft is creamy, medium is delicate, firm and extra firm are best for slicing, cubing, and where you want it to hold its shape. Experiment to find what you like. Are you a tofu fan or still hesitant? What's your go-to way to prepare it? Share your tips or questions below. So, tofu brings a unique package to the table: complete protein for optimal repair, anti-inflammatory omega-3s, ALA, bone-supporting calcium, often fortified, and potentially inflammation-soothing isoflavones. Its versatility makes it adaptable to countless meals. Don't let outdated myths scare you away from exploring this potentially powerful ally for your joint health. So there you have it, a closer look at 3 incredible, yet often underestimated, plant-based proteins: lentils, chickpeas, and tofu. We've seen how they go far beyond just being meat alternatives. Each one offers a unique blend of nutrients: high-quality protein, essential minerals like magnesium and potassium, vital vitamins like folate and vitamin C, powerful antioxidants, fiber, and even beneficial fats and plant compounds like isoflavones, all working together to potentially help you reduce inflammation, directly tackling that underlying fire that causes so much pain and stiffness. Support joint repair, providing the building blocks needed for cartilage and tissue maintenance. Improve overall well-being by stabilizing blood sugar, supporting gut health, aiding in weight management, and contributing to bone strength. Remember, managing arthritis isn't about finding one single magic bullet. It's about making a series of smart, informed choices that create an environment within your body where inflammation is less likely to thrive and your joints feel more supported. Shifting towards incorporating more of these plant-based powerhouses doesn't mean you have to become strictly vegan or vegetarian overnight, unless you want to. It's about adding beneficial foods, perhaps displacing some of the less helpful ones. It's about balance and giving your body the tools it needs to heal and function optimally. Think of it as an act of self-care, a way to actively participate in your own well-being rather than just reacting to symptoms. Could incorporating lentils into a soup this week, roasting some chickpeas for a snack, or trying a simple tofu stir-fry be small steps towards feeling noticeably better? For many people, the answer is a resounding yes. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What was the most surprising thing you learned today? Is there one of these proteins you're now inspired to try or eat more often? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your journey and insights could help someone else watching this right now. If you found this information helpful, if it gave you some ideas or a little bit of hope, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. And be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss future videos where we explore more natural ways to support your health and well-being. Remember, taking control of your health often starts with the choices you make in your kitchen. Be patient with yourself, experiment with these foods, and listen to your body. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, nourish your body well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.